I would like to welcome to the stage Liisa Ševtšuk from Estonia. She is head of people operations in SolarRide, and she will talk about how Engineer Solar Car project became so much more. Let's welcome Liisa.
Hi, hello, wow, it's really loud. Yes, I'm really glad to be here, thank you. I am Liisa from Estonia, came here just 1 hour ago, and I'm gonna talk about how one student's project overnight or over the year or 2, 3 became so much more. And actually a fun fact is that exactly 2 years ago today, I was opening my Google Meet conference call to meet the recruiter and head of people of SolarRide and did my first interview. I mean, I think it's safe to say it went quite okay as I'm standing here today. Somehow I convinced them that I'm worth taking the chance on, even though I was studying, or I'm still studying economics and art history. Not really anything specific to solar cars or technology, but I think this is the first thing that's special about SolarRide. In SolarRide, it is a student project where we develop a solar car to educate people. So the whole point of SolarRide is for the young people to come learn. They don't have to be top engineers or top specialists of any kind. They just have to want to learn. And I'm sorry. But to tell you a story of SolarRide, I think it's nice to tell you a story of Mari and Kristel. So meet Mari. Mari became part of SolarRide's family in 2020 when she joined our logistics team. We were preparing to go to Australia for the solar car championships, and she wanted to be the one to bring the car and the team from Estonia to Australia. As you can understand, it's not the easiest task. But the thing about Mari is, Mari studied French philology. She had nothing to do with logistics or even project management of any kind. She was helping out as a substitute teacher in a school teaching French. But quite soon, when Mari joined, she was just diving head first into everything SolarRide. And even though Corona came and the Australian competition was cancelled, we were trying to find different ways how to still move forward, and Mari did the same. So instead of logistics, she started to pursue marketing. She was organizing events with our sponsors and partners. She was creating social media content. But after a while, she thought, okay, let's keep going. Let's try something new. So she became part of our people's team. It was during COVID that most of our work was in Google Meets, a lot of meetings without actually seeing people. She met her team almost after a year. But she didn't give up. She was trying always to find the ways how to motivate us, how to keep everyone going, and I must say she did a really good job in it. But it wasn't until Mari was looking on the calendar and understood that there's only half a year until the official launch of our solar car that she started helping out engineers. And she was part of the team that was responsible for making the solar car panels and molds. So basically the clothes that the car is wearing, that's what she was doing. She was spending loads and loads of countless hours with our engineers, asking the questions, why are we doing it like this? Why are you doing it this way, not that way? And pretty soon, we understood that that's where she belongs. So Mari on the right there and our head of engineer on the left, they became an unseparated duo, as she was the one responsible for the workflow, for the time management, and for the success of making the solar panels, because this one is one of the toughest part of building this car, because if the parts don't match together, you will get a car that is, like a puzzle without some main puzzle pieces, so it doesn't really stick to itself. So there she was, trying and motivating and working with different kinds of people, and looking at this picture, I think she liked it. Here she is designing solar panels, actually, not the car, but the panels, and working closely with our head of engineering, as I already said. We understood that Mari has so much more potential in, first of all, communicating with the engineers who stereotypically might be thought of as very strict, very angled, and hard to communicate with, because, of course, all the engineers are introverts and they don't like to speak and they don't like the daylight or anything. But Mari found a way to speak their language, to understand how they think, and to this way lead us to actually Morocco, because instead of Australia, we went to Morocco. And this is Mari here at the end of the first season's award ceremony, when I remember when we were thinking of the categories, how the people would be thanked for. There was a category for someone who is everywhere and has done everything. And without any doubt, everyone said, this is our Mari. So I'm really glad to say that now Mari is actually not working as a French teacher, maybe sometimes after work, but she's in Stone Ridge and being the business and technical analyst there. And that's only through trial and error that she found her way there. And now I would like you to meet Kristel. Kristel is the CEO of Solaraid. And Kristel finished her bachelor's degree in history and her master's degree in organizational behavior. But she has background in bank and mostly working with sales and marketing teams. So she's our, as we call her sometimes, soft cactus. Sometimes spiky, but always there to help us out when anything needed. But how Kristel came to Solaraid? She got a call from her mentor or from her inspiration, Priit Saluma, who was at the time head of our partnerships and fundraising. She got a call that, yo, Kristel, there's this cool project, university students from different universities in Estonia are trying to build a solar car. I know it looks crazy, I bet you've never heard of it. Most people haven't, and that's our problem. We can't raise money if we don't have the reliability and the trust of people. So with your nice marketing background, a little bit of selling knowledge, could you please come and mentor our kids a little bit so that they could learn from you, so that you could pass on the knowledge a little bit? Kristel said, sure, okay, let's try, have some spare time. But this was Kristel on the first meeting with engineers. She was the only one with no engineering backgrounds. She thought, okay, 3 hours of full technical talk, terms that she has never heard, could have never imagined. But she said, okay, let's try. What's the worst thing that could happen? I could fail or I could not understand anything, but let's try. And I think this Let's Try was the biggest win that Solaride could have had, and that Crystal could have had as well, because this lady, she doesn't give up on anything. Nothing seems impossible to her, like really nothing. Even having our president to meet us and on the airport, where they're not allowed to like drive any civil cars on the airport grounds. We were able to drive our own car there. Crystal was the one who never gave up on the team when we didn't have any money. When half a year before the car launch, we were still not sure if we are able to go with this car anywhere, because there wasn't an Australian competition, there wasn't any substitute competition at this time. But only thanks to her keeping our spirits up as well, we managed to go to Morocco, where we were the only team that built the car during COVID, that was able to get the car to Morocco and to compete with it. Well, you can't really compete if you're the only one competing, but this is a whole other story. We can talk about it on some other conference. Then we understood that this is so much more than just an engineering project. This is a project where you have to find a middle ground between all different people. The engineers must understand why marketeers are needed for the job, just as the finance people have to do it. And what's so similar between Mari and Crystal is that they both are part of Solaride Academy. So this is an educational and development program where you get the technical skills to do the job, but what's more important, you get the social skills to interact with all different kinds of people. You may speak the same language, it might be Estonian or it might be English, but if you speak it differently, you won't understand each other. The same way that in Solaride, the average age is, I think, 23 years old at this point, might be even younger now, but leadership skills, you have to lead yourself, you have to lead the processes, you have to lead this team that you have. Altogether, we're almost 70 people, led by everyone young as well there. So you have to learn how to communicate with everyone. Just as with the mentors, we have those really good mentors who know what they're doing, but we have to be able and have the courage to ask those questions. You have to make yourself vulnerable. You have to show that you care, that you want to understand how things work, and you have to do it with a team. You have to do it this way that this social media person understands why we have to talk about the car, and why the engineers have to understand that we also need sponsors. You can't build a car by yourself without any money. So you have to speak, you have to communicate, you have to get on the same table with the sponsors and everyone, because otherwise Mari wouldn't have gotten to build the clothes for this car, or the second car wouldn't have been built because we wouldn't had money or people to build it or the knowledge to do it. So it's those spikes that we have to overcome to be bigger, to grow all together. We need the people who trust us and the people who believe us to encourage us and to give and have more possibilities to do it all. So, what's my point? We have to learn to understand people, different ones with different methods. We have to find the ways to those engineers and find ourselves maybe within this. We have to understand that others may not feel comfortable going on the national TV to talk about something, even if it's something they're really good at or they understand it. But altogether, only understanding that all is how we find the strength. And it's, you know, always nice to have a quote somewhere on the presentation. So I'm going to quote Martin Villig, who says that Solaraid Academy inspires young people, and it is a starting platform for a new generation of engineers, inventors, entrepreneurs, and world changers. So we develop a solar card to educate people. And it is our chance right now to do the impossible, because Mari didn't think it's possible for a French philologist to lead engineers to clothing the car, just the same way as Kristel didn't think it's possible for a history major, for a person with history major to lead this solar project to Australia, where our team is right now. It's the same way that our 18-year-old battery pack engineer never thought they could develop, as an 18-year-old, something that would drive through the Australian desert. And I think 2 years ago, I didn't think it's possible for me to stand here as head of people and actually make a difference in the world of Solaraid. So thank you.